Hello Year 2, we are back with our comprehensions. Hopefully you've got your comprehension book. We've got our Year 2 video to match our Year 2 book. And today is Wednesday the 13th of January, so we are on day 3. So in our book we're looking at the third text. And our third text for today is on page 4. This one is called The Owl and the Pussycat. And again, we're thinking about the text type that it is. Now, this is quite a famous one, so you might have actually heard this one before. And this one is a poem today. Now, we've had a little look in Year 2 a couple of times now at doing some poetry. And once you've done this today, it might be that with your grown-up, you want to have a look, maybe search on the internet. Maybe you've got some poetry books at home to see what other kinds of poems you can find and read and enjoy. Or even have a little go at writing one of your own. Okay, so this one is called The Owl and the Pussycat. So again, you're going to have to read the text at the start, thinking about your phonics and the sounds that you can spot with your pencil and your sound buttons if that helps you. And you're going to obviously need to read it first. Now we know when we're thinking about a poem that we might be able to find some descriptive words, some adjectives, and sometimes the poems might rhyme. So have a little listen and think about how you read the poem. I know when we've talked about doing our poems in school, we've thought about the rhythm and things when we're reading it, to see if you can have a think about how you might need to read it using the rhythm and making it sound exciting when you read it to your grown-up. Okay? And then once you've read it and you've got a good understanding of the poem, you're going to look at the questions. We've got 3 questions today. The first one is asking us to find some answers in the poem. So the first one says, name 2 things the owl and the cat took with them. So you've got space to write one thing and space to write the second thing. So that one, you're just copying the words down to make sure you spell them correctly. You're just finding which words you think are the right answers and copying them down on the line. Okay. Question 2 then says, which word in the poem rhymes with above? Now remember, we've talked about rhyming words. So when the word rhymes, it's when the end of the word sounds the same. So cat and mat, they've both got the at part that sounds the same to make them rhyme. Or shoe and blue would rhyme. So see if you could think of a word that rhymes with green. Tell your grown-up. See if you can pause the video. Tell your grown-up what word might rhyme with green. Okay, I could think of bean or seen or screen, that would rhyme. So they've got the een part at the end. So when you're thinking about the one that rhymes with above, it needs to have the same ending sound. Okay, you're going to find it, copy it, write it on the line. It might be quite fun with your grown-up as a bit of an extension to maybe do some rhyming. So your grown-up could perhaps give you a word and you could maybe write down however many words rhyme with that word. We'd like to see some of your rhyming patterns if you have time. Okay, and then question 3. This one's a bit of a different kind of question. It says, the boat was pea green. And it's put these little speech marks around it to show that they've copied that bit from the text. So they haven't said the boat was green. They've said the boat was pea green, like a pea that you might eat. And then the question asks us, why is this a good way to describe a colour? So have a little chat. You can talk to your grown-up about this one a little bit. Why do you think it's better to say it was pea green than just to say it was green on its own? Why does that help you when you're reading it? Does it help to get a picture in your mind? Does it help to describe it a little bit better? And see if you can think about why. And then it gives you a couple of lines at the bottom to see if you can add a reason why. So you'll be thinking about using the word because in that one. So it is a good way to describe a colour because. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this poem. Like I said before, it is a very famous one, so hopefully you will enjoy reading it. Okay, it's by a poet called Edward Lear, and if you do any other kinds of work on poetry today, be sure to have a photo emailed to us so we can see all of your super work. Okay, you two, we'll see you soon. Well done.